Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abusecartoons Livestream. Oof, what a week it is. Hey Matt, how's it going? Good to see ya. Yeah, getting a little bit of an early start, earlier than usual. But I'm, pretty sleep deprived right now, so we'll see how it goes. I think the creativity part is going to be lacking this week. I'm not going to think very straight. So we'll see. Yeah, I just read a headline. I gotta stop just reading headlines, but most of the time you gotta wade through. If you're reading on your mobile phone, you're like scrolling through so many ads and stuff. Anyhow, yeah, we just had the first time we broke 500 deaths from from I guess YouTube is cool or better with it now from COVID. So we just beat 500 COVID deaths in a day in Japan. So that's pretty high. So we're still in the midst of it here, and keep trying to open up for tourism, but I don't think we're ready. And of course, those numbers are, I can't believe we're still talking about this 3 years later, but those numbers are a little bit deceptive because, those could be part of the thousands of flu deaths that they normally have every year. You don't know. They don't give you any other information other than an individual was positive and died. So who knows what that is. And hopefully we're past those days where everyone's padding their numbers for government government financial support. Who knows? But yeah, I thought that was a little disturbing. It looks like my chat isn't working, so sorry if I don't see your message. I'll try to keep it open, at least in YouTube, if that's what's working. Yeah, I'll try to keep it open. So apologies to anybody coming through from Twitch or Facebook, or I don't think you can interact with me on Twitter, but it does go onto Twitter. I did see that. You can actually live stream onto Twitter, or just your video is embedded in a window there. But yeah, we'll see. Oh hey, True Help, how's it going? Oh, wait, is it working? Nice. How are you? So, and Matt, thanks for letting me reschedule. We're going to do another Saturday stream of miniatures. And Chris's scheduling is usually pretty difficult, so if there's availability, I needed to take advantage of it, but appreciate it. And I can't wait to get. We'll be messing with some halflings in Forbidden Lands soon, with Matt running. All right. So I have no idea what I'm doing. All right. Oh my god, I don't know why I put myself through this, and I could have slept in, but I instead I woke up. I was up kind of early and watched the season finale, and hopefully the series finale of Willow, the Disney Plus series. Oh my god. Have you seen it yet, Matt? I don't want to spoil. I mean, you can't spoil it. It's so bad. But the song that they end the entire season with, and I think we're suffering from. This is like Guardians of the Galaxy and Stranger Things, and like even you could probably even blame what's his face, the guy that did Buffy for TV. ended. What this way? But anyhow, that style of dialogue. But they ended this season. The end credits for the season was. Oh wait, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Oh yeah, yeah. I know. I wasn't watching it. I was watching summaries. I watched the first 2 episodes, I think, and then I watched summaries of of like 3 through 7, and the story was getting so weird. Like people were just kind of tearing it apart on YouTube, and I was enjoying that, but the story didn't make any sense. And then once they said the finale was coming up, I wanted to see just exactly what they were trying to do before it finished. And I don't know why. I don't know why I had this impulse. I just wanted to see what they were doing. And so here's spoilers. The and this is not a story thing, but the the music over the final credits of the season was Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing." Really, really bad. It has that when Sting is like yelling, "I want my MTV," that like build up with the drums before the guitar kicks in on that song. I mean, this is like such an 80s song. It's so bad. But that music started building up over this like climactic shot that was like the lead into the second season, and I'm like, what is going on? Because sometimes when they're cute with like using current pop music in movies, there's a little bit of irony or a little tongue-in-cheek about the song choice. This makes no sense. It has no relationship whatsoever. It's just like something that could have randomly been on the radio in the 80s when this, I don't know, when this movie that the show is based on, it's so bizarre. It has no connection at all. So it builds up, it has that whole drum build up and everything and then it literally breaks into "Money for Nothing," and not like a cover or anything, like the Dire Straits version of it, which it doesn't make any sense. Is that a commentary on like the effort? Or maybe it is. Maybe it is tongue in cheek. It's a commentary on the effort that they put into the show, that the writers and actors put into the show. They got paid, and this was just nothing. They just crapped it out. But yeah, it's that was brutal. So I don't understand. Now I want to go back and listen and like see, or maybe I can just find a website that already has kept track of this, but what songs they ended each episode with, because they did do some really weird pulls. The music was weird, and I'm kind of wondering if that's a Stranger Things, just because before they did the Kate Bush song and that all freaked out, that all the internet freaked out over somebody that's been around since the 70s. I'm trying to figure out what's happening with this Photoshop. Like what their musical kind of gimmick was, or whatever, what they were trying to do with that. Yeah, because there was a cover of a song in the middle of it. Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. It's even better. It's even better than Dire Straits. Wait. Yeah. There's a cover in the middle of the episode that is is that style, like the very slow, very low, very few instruments, maybe just piano or like guitar or something, and a single vocal. Is a female vocalist doing the Bruce Springsteen song "I'm on Fire." So yeah, it's weird. It's really, really weird. The musical choices are so bizarre. It's just like these must all be notes from corporate, and like do this, because I can only imagine it's like people on executives that are like, what's that song, put that in there, like literally there's people doing that to them. Yeah, so there's Bruce Springsteen and Dire Straits in Willow. Yeah, I don't want to. What's that Tim Robinson thing. I don't want to. I don't want to be in this world anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to be alive anymore. Uh, it's really bad. What? What? Matt, you're not a. You're not looking to get out on the the highway of broken dreams with that girl you've always had your eye on, and you got your guitar and you know how to make it talk, and you guys are gonna take your last chance to get out of this place. That's not your not how you're built. Oh man. Yeah, and not even it's just weird. It doesn't make any sense. So the song choices are just weird. So it would make more sense if there's like a connection to like they only have licenses from this or whatever. It's really weird. But I think people are really confused. Like what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, like doing a whole what you kind of 70s R&B soundtrack, I think confused the hell out of people, that you could just throw any song in there because it was like the real, it was just mood stuff. And I think it worked well to score some of the scenes in the movie. And it was funny that it was songs you knew, but the emotion or whatever, the song itself like worked as background music basically. But now I think people are just really confused about what they're doing with that. So they're just kind of like in this really empty way, just imitating this thing. And it's the same with the dialogue too. The way that the dialogue is written. There was a scene where they reveal the big bad in the season, and it's just like this like desiccated witch, and so she's arguing with the hero. And saying, I thought you were dead or some whatever. And the villain, like in this like heavy kind of zombie witch makeup, is just, the line is, I'm forever, bitch. Like that's literally the line, like Jesse from Breaking Bad. Like, I'm forever, bitch. The villain says, and this like big the big showdown. So the dialogue is just nonsense. It's just, it's really weird, and it so breaks any sort of dramatic tension or any sort of emotional climax or anything that they're trying to do with these stupid, because all of the characters keep having this, I don't know, what do you think? They keep like turning to each other in the middle of these scenes, and like they're not breaking the fourth wall, but they're like obviously breaking the that wouldn't happen the way that they keep having the characters what do you think, should we go back, or what do you want to do? And like it's really strange. The whole tone is just bizarre. Like Matt's revelation about Bruce Springsteen. Oh, I hate that song. Wait, I hate all Springsteen songs. Yeah, so it's weird. So now I just want a list of all the songs that they used in that series, just to see how weird the okay, someone's had to have done that, right? Someone's someone's had to have gone through. Okay, the season 1 soundtrack. Ooh, soundtracky. Oh wait, no, this is actually the scored stuff. No, that's actually not the I'll have to see it. So I guess they did pretend that they had a soundtrack. Yeah, there was like a, oh yeah, that's right, because they had the Willow theme like orchestrated really weird a couple of times to have it be like so maybe end credit songs is the search, right? I'm sure there's also songs in there, but yeah, it's brutal. Oh, Black Hole Sun. There you go. There's a quality choice. so weird. Oh, that's right. Didn't Westworld use Black Hole Sun too? Didn't the player piano at the tavern or at the saloon? Sorry, at the saloon play Black Hole Sun. So strange. Yeah, somebody. Yeah, there's a bunch of just weird stuff. Here's a headline though: Willow's end credit music is an affront to all that is good and holy. Is an article in Business News. Yeah, it's weird. It's really, really weird choices. That's funny. Wow. Yeah, that's a really. I don't know what the thinking was behind that. But yes, amazing. What an amazing mess. Yeah, somebody did a list, or like a YouTube poll or whatever, and they put if you were going to give the worst writing or worst acting or, worst production awards to these shows, which one would win? And at the end, if you add Wheel of Time, there are like 5 shows that came out at the end of last year that were just garbage. So they had what was like Willow, She-Hulk, Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, and Book of Boba Fett, I think. Or no, Obi-Wan. And yeah, I mean, I can't choose between those shows. Like, worst writing, there's no way. There's no way to compare. They should all win. It should be a 5-way tie. Yeah, so that's just amazing that all this stuff. So there has to be something going on. Like, these were things that were probably in production during the pandemic or during the lockdowns, and they didn't go as planned, and so they just kind of tried to sneak them out at the end of the year. I don't know. Something was strange. But that list really was depressing. It's crazy. Yeah, Willow was just embarrassing. The tone of that show doesn't make any sense. Oh, and they did a thing. I think it was this is really sad if this is what they did, but I think just like when they did the AI sampling of James Earl Jones's Darth Vader in Obi-Wan, I think. They did the same thing with Val Kilmer. So Val Kilmer's voice, which he doesn't have anymore, which he's lost to throat cancer, his voice appears at the end in a very stupid, inconsequential way at the end of the series, and it's probably just his younger voice sampled from all of his movie roles. It's really weird because it's recognizable, and he's identifies himself as the character's father, but that's really sad. Hopefully he got paid. Hopefully there was some compensation involved in that. But that was really really depressing. Yeah, Willow was a whole nother level. And I kind of suspected that when they did the little behind the scenes thing and Warwick Davis introduced the cast, and it's just a bunch of not even millennials, Zoomers sitting around a picnic table. I'm like, that's the cast? Oh no. Oh no. This is not going to be good. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that actress that Disney cannot stop using, like she's in Disney Star Wars, Disney Marvel, and now she's in Disney Willow. She has such an odd look. Like, she looks like she could be albino or something, but she is Irish Jamaican. So she's that's why she's got red curly hair. She's Irish and Jamaican. I can't, but they love her. I mean, she's the perfect biracial sweetie for the Disney Corporation. She's been in everything. But yeah, I was I couldn't figure out. Like, she has a very odd look, and it almost looks like, something albino or something, but it's actually, she's Irish Jamaican. But yeah, Willow. It's too bad. I mean, and Willow was a pretty inconsequential, 80s movie. It was just nice that after Star Wars was done, I think, right? Because I think the Star Wars trilogy was over, and we had like one more Indiana Jones. 88, yeah. So we hadn't had Star Wars in a long time. And to have a movie that was, fantasy, which there aren't that many fantasy movies released, like big Hollywood studio movies, and to have it be like inspired by a Lucas idea, so it had that familiar kind of simplicity to it, and it just felt like, just felt familiar, and it's a shame that that's all that's all ruined now, because it wasn't an amazing story or anything, but it just felt so familiar, and it was definitely at the end of that era, when Spielberg and Lucas and everybody couldn't make those movies anymore. People stopped responding to that kind of simple stuff, although I guess Spielberg got away with doing those, because even the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, I hate that movie, but it's very Spielberg, in the way that they did the quick introduction of the broken family, like the divorced dad and stuff, and the shrieking daughter, the shrieking little girl. So it has the same kind of stuff he got away with, like in E.T. and stuff. It was still present in a 90s Spielberg movie, but yeah, there was just something that brought you back to, oh wow, yeah, this is, so you're getting older, because I was like, almost at the end of high school, and a movie like that came out and just reminded you of all that, old stuff. I can't believe that was 88. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's funny. All right. Yeah, I guess Spielberg was able to do that for a while, because even like Jurassic Park and stuff felt very, 80s. Felt like an 80s Spielberg movie. I don't know. Crazy. So I wonder what else we're going to be subjected to. Oh, I saw in the releases for this year, for like summer movies and like kind of big Hollywood movies, they're doing another Ghostbusters something. They can't leave that poor franchise alone. They're going to do something else Ghostbusters. So I don't know if it's going to be a sequel to that second reboot or what it's going to be. That was painful. But yeah, this year's movies look really strange. But we'll see. Oh yeah, and the D&D movie we've got, I think it's not out until March in Japan, but the D&D movie is coming out. I wonder if people are going to like specifically boycott that as well if this OGL thing continues to rage without any clarification. Oh yes, I did. Yeah, I'm totally blanking on the blanking on that. Yeah, no, I did see that. I think I only saw it on like on YouTube or something. But yeah, I did see I did see that. That was like surprisingly awesome. Yeah, it's really good, and it's really that, feels like that time, the time that it was made, which, yeah, is just impossible anymore. Yeah, I forget. what's that called? Yeah, I saw it. Ah. Black Angel. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Oh, wait. What's this article from? Oh, it's from 2016. Oh, that's why I saw it. Yeah, they were talking about returning to Scotland to shoot scenes for a feature-length version of Black Angel. Wow. Did that happen? Oh yeah, the effort to make a feature a while back, but it failed. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, this is dated 2016. That's too bad that nobody could get behind that. Jeez. Depressing. Yeah, it is very interesting, the stuff that people get excited for and that builds momentum. And the stuff that doesn't, like, you know, crowdfunders and stuff that don't work out. And like, why didn't that happen? And especially, like, you know, 5 or 10 years later, people are like, well, that would have been great. Why? And it probably has to do with just like marketing and stuff. Like there just wasn't enough awareness, or just the timing. People were distracted by other things, so the timing wasn't there. Yeah. I remember. I think I just saw that somebody like put a link to that in some article talking about this kind of lost cult movie. But yeah, it's really done well. That's too bad. Oh, it has been screened. Oh, that's right, because it was rediscovered. Yeah, so rediscovery of Black Angel in 2012 after being lost in an archive. Wow. That's too bad. Oh yeah. Awesome. Oh, you said you tried to run the original or the release of Trudvang, the Riot Mines. Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. That tone has got to be perfect. Uh, yeah, those books have great art. It's just too bad they don't have a good system. uh, all right. So let's try a couple of non-box objects. Kind of heavy line. But yeah, it looks like I'm going to get stuck with Wednesday night's going to be streaming night for a while. I think because the university schedule stuff is it's ending up on Tuesday every week now. And I just don't have the heart to tell them I want to be streaming my cartoon. Yeah, that Paul Bonner art is so good. Yeah, and even the Tepia or whoever does the pencil stuff on the inside, that stuff is really good too. Yeah, those books are great. I got the 5e conversion as well. It's another thing I'll never play. But I was just curious about how they handled that. So yeah, that's too bad. And now that's all in the hands of come on. So we'll see if they ever, because they've got that Three Blind Mice or Three Little Mice, not Three Blind Mice, Three Little Mice Studio now. So if they do want to do another version of the tabletop RPG setting with Trudvang, they can do it, and it'll have nice production values and stuff. So maybe we'll see something come back. Uh, oh, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. It's insane. Oh yeah, finally got I just posted that little exchange that Chris and I had at the beginning of last week about the OGL as a separate video because no one watches the damn live stream. It's so funny. If you're not a regular viewer of the weekly, then people don't see any of its content. And then of course I got people unsubscribing. They're like, "Fuck you and your politics, unsubscribe." Like, oh, okay. I guess we should have stuck to just role play. But yeah, it's gonna contaminate the weekly for a little while. I think that's too bad. I was really hoping it to be focusing on other things. But the interesting thing that I did see is there's already several over like 100K YouTube channels that covered a lot of mainly D&D. And now they said, okay, this is it. This is the motivation that we've kind of wanted to look at other systems, look at other things. We're going to be covering indie RPGs now on the channel, so it may hurt our numbers. We know that D&D and especially OGL talk is getting a lot of views, so we know it's going to hurt our channel. But it's what we want to do. So yeah, I was happy to see that there's going to be people focusing on better games. What is selected here? There we go. For a while, so that might be the nice result of that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like Chris's talk on it, and I liked the the gorilla reference, so I had to make a gorilla thumbnail and stuff. But yeah, there's so much. My recommendations from my like regular like just personal YouTube channel is just flooded with OGL stuff, and many people just saying the same thing, and so many people saying, "I didn't plan on making this video, but like so many videos started like that, and a lot of unfortunate ponytails." Yeah, it's crazy. And still no word from no clarification. And but I guess the full text is out there now. Miguel messaged me and said it's here, so people are reading the full text. And it sounds like I should see if I can find it before tomorrow. Not that I want to spend so much time with it, but it sounds like it's got there's a weird thing to it where they kind of do notation. So it's all, legalese is how it's mostly written in kind of legal terms, but they do these cute little, this means if, you do this and then ha ha ha, it's so funny. Like they have this like little commentary in the document itself to make it kind of, which is actually a little bit sinister because it means that they know you don't understand exactly what these terms legally mean, and so they're going to try to talk down to you and explain it in this like kind of silly, stupid way. So it's weird. Hey dude, CX, how's it going? Thanks for the comments on the streams. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're just talking we're talking nerd stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, and that's true, Matt, because I cut that out. Like the main podcast doesn't include any OGL talk, so I figured I may as well make that its own video just in case people listen to the podcast and it would never come up. But that's the same thing, though, too. I realize I do that as well. When I see a channel that I watch their short videos or their kind of focused videos, when I see they do a live stream, I almost never watch it because unless I can put it on easily in the background, it's so time consuming and you get so much, them reading super chats and all this like warm up time and stuff. So it's really hard to, unless you really like the people that are doing it, it's really hard to get into or get much out of a live stream like the one you're listening to now. That explains my amazing numbers. Yeah, unless you want to watch a cartoon slowly be created. All right. So, yeah, none of these books look very good. Oh, how about a tissue box and like an emotional evening? The glasses wouldn't use a tissue box, but well, yeah, all of these books are wrong, or these things that look like books. Nice. Yeah, thanks for catching me live. Yeah, I'll try to if I can get you in chat. I will try to get online earlier so we can have have some time to catch up, Matt. It's fun to have you in the chat. Yeah, that's right. It's weird that that was the thing that the confrontation setting RPG suffered from as well. Just really ropey translations that make it almost unplayable in English because you're just going to be like pondering over the bizarre word choice and phrasing, which with game rules you can't really do that. So they need to spend some money if they're going to localize it. Yeah, I think I haven't noticed that so much with Free League, but Riot Minds was really bad with that and typos and things. Oh, comment about Stargrave. No. Bum. Yeah, sorry, I missed it. Stargrave. No. Keep going. Springsteen. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, ordered a bunch of Stargrave adjacent minis for Frontier Space. Oh, and a trick will into playing Stargrave. Excellent. Oh, I think will like it. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. Yeah, I like those. I like those minis. I think you'll really enjoy them. They're super customizable. There's so many like little pouches and backpacks and weapons and stuff for each option. For each figure. The sprues are really cool. So nice. Oh yeah, so Frontier Space. That's right. So you're gonna do a session 0 for that. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I really want to get. The only problem with well, yeah, I guess I've got more fantasy terrain than I do like sci-fi stuff, but I can probably come up with some improvised sci-fi stuff. Wouldn't be too hard. But yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Yeah, and a lot of people are showing. There's a lot of 28 millimeter like scale spaceships and stuff for 3D printing that look pretty amazing. Oh no, I have some Mantic, like scatter terrain and stuff that would work well for Stargrave. From their Dead Zone stuff, their Dead Zone line, like cargo crates and stuff. Oh, and also the Infinity, the cardboard Infinity stuff would work well too. That's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, they had it collapses flat. They did full color cardboard terrain, which is just kind of like buildings, but they sized them so that the boxes, the hard kind of corrugated boxes that the miniatures come in, can fit inside the terrain to give them support. So they're like little structures. They're like little buildings with like a little edge for to take cover, and then like little walkways and stuff. And the boxes go up underneath so that they are strong enough to support, because Infinity's all metal miniatures, so they're strong enough to support metal miniatures. It's pretty ingenious the way they did that. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I mostly have fantasy stuff because of Malifaux and Frostgrave. But yeah, I can come up with some sci-fi. And there's some 40K stuff bouncing around. Okay, now that's not a great drawing. Okay, maybe. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, so something like this. So boom and boom. All right, so I'll put these guys on the other page. Cool. Nice. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think they yeah, what do they do? Because yeah, there would be a lot more instances. I think a lot of times though you're outside. I think it is just blocking terrain because it's all just line of sight and you know, uh cover or no cover. And there's not much well, I guess there's more now. In Stargrave there would be a lot more, but in Frostgrave there wasn't as much. There's very little shooting attacks and things. The magic is the only kind of shooting, and a lot of the times that has a weird kind of magical line of sight and stuff. And there's also fun things in Frostgrave where you can cast like Wizard's Eye and stuff, so you have another spot where you can do line of sight from. So you like on a flat surface or something, you can project you cast a spell that lasts the duration of the game, and you can use it to to target opponents yeah, from different angles. All right, so something like this. This tissue box is not good. A little bit bigger. Yeah, to me it all looks kind of sitting crooked. All right, something like that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you should definitely, because it's really simple. It's a really simple kind of fun D20 system, and you can. I think it's got, if it's the same kind of system, yeah, you can. There's some interesting decisions to make as far as like wanting to do damage versus yeah, strategy. There's a lot of good strategy. Each scenario has like objectives and stuff, so there's a lot of variation in the games. All right, let's try this some more. Yeah, the only thing I would suggest, and this is, I think applies to a lot of skirmish games, is play even numbers of players. Because a few times we tried to play 3-player games, it never goes well. All right. So what else? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, the North Star miniatures again, the Oathmark stuff on Saturday. Try to get closer to making some unit choices for armies. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go line breaker and maybe archers or something. I don't know, because the cool thing about dwarves in Oathmark is they have a lot of durability spells and things. So I can take like agile, weak units and buff them. So that might be cool. Yeah, I'm thinking definitely about that with cavalry. I don't think there's any dwarven cavalry, but I can bring in some goblins or something. All right. Okay, back to doing more boxes. Oh. All right. I don't have any more ideas. So I'm just going, and I did not sleep at all last night, so I'm super drowsy. So it's not going to make for these things are going to be hard as hell to write by the time we're writing some cartoons. I'm going to have no brain power left. Oh no. Dude is sick. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, I keep hearing a lot of people just kind of getting flu or kind of, yeah, bad winter stuff. Yeah. I've been doing, except for the university stuff, I've been doing almost everything at home, so I've gotten away from interacting with people very much. And it's not kids, you know, it's like, and it's only a few students. It's not like a big number of students. So that helps a lot to avoid interaction. Although all the professors at the university got hit with COVID a couple weeks ago. And nobody's quite sure when they got it. That's the creepy thing, is usually people have a pretty good idea. Oh, we went out to dinner, or we did this or whatever. But this like kind of rampant infection recently, no one's quite sure how they achieved all that sickness. And it's still so funny how much people blame each other, or people are suspicious of each other. It's very odd. I'm glad to be outside of like office politics and stuff. Can't imagine what that's been like during the era of COVID. I prefer the contractor, the aloofness of a contract worker, instead of being involved in all that. Hey, unknown girl, how's it going? Oh, yes, unknown girl, that's exactly right. When my brain starts to fail, we need to summon Yum. Yeah, she'll be much needed. All right, I keep doing the same thing again and again. Okay, so like some kind of can, aluminum can, and what else? I kept seeing articles about Americans freaking out that Walmart is going to start charging for plastic bags. That's funny. But it was really expensive, though. I think Walmart was asking like 10 cents or something a bag. That's pretty expensive for the... that's going to be their new business model, I guess. They're just going to make profits on selling you bags to put the junk that they sell, the other plastic junk they sell you in. They've got the plastics market all tied up there. But yeah, it's become pretty standard here. And the weird thing is none of the shops now make their own bags. Like there's no bags with any logos or labeling or anything on them. They're all just this weird plain. And it's almost like slimy. It's like, I don't know what, these bags must be biodegradable or something. They're really thin. They're almost useless. And they have this weird like sliminess to them, but they're powdered. So it's almost like, like they got a weird rubberiness to them, but they have this coating on them that makes them feel really strange. So it's like only when you really need a bag do you pay for one of these things. But they're only like 3 or 5 yen, which is like, a couple of pennies in dollars. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny. I guess it's the Midwest that's, complaining about it. Yeah, that didn't happen. I think I left LA before that happened. But that was always, with places like Whole Foods and stuff, that was always kind of recommended. And of course, Trader Joe's and stuff, you can always, buy something with their logo on it, so everybody knows where you spend too much money on your food. But so that was just a recent switch here in Japan, which is funny because Japan always pretends it's ahead of everything as far as like reuse and recycling and kind of green initiatives. But Actually, they love their plastic. Everything is so individually sealed in plastic in Japan, so they don't always, yeah, do what they say everybody else should do. A little hypocritical. But yeah, so they just started doing that, and the weird. So every shop now has the same bag, and they're horrible. They're really weird. Plastic bags. So once you buy one once, it's like you never make that same mistake again. Yeah, I wonder if Walmart's bags are gonna be the same ones that they had, which I didn't do a lot of Walmart shopping, but I never remembered them. Everything kind of sucked at Walmart. It was always kind of a weird disappointment. So I'm sure the same with their plastic bags. All right. It can't all be drink jokes, can it? A crushed can, what are we doing here? Yeah. Very strange. But with some of those, and especially the way a lot of Americans shop that live pretty far away from civilization, it's going to be really frustrating to have to buy that much plastic or have to bring that much nylon or whatever to bring, to bag your $500 worth of Costco or whatever to bring home. It's going to be a weird, maybe that's what they're bitching about too, because there's people that like literally do monthly, like weekly or even monthly shopping. Oh, oh no, unknown girl. Oh no. Unknown girl is hearing Matt dissing the boss. Nice. All right. So what else? What goes with a can, or what can I do? Or do a dropped. Just keep one just in case this doesn't work. Oop. Be this way. Do a I haven't done a insane insanely frenetic yeah, let's try something like that. That'll at least be a little bit more inspiring here. So what layer is this on? Where's... Oh, it's all in the same. Great. There we go. All right. A carbonated mess. I was such a horrible little kid. Like, I really think, but it was the 70s, so I guess, but I remember how many times I shook, it was mostly beers, because like your parents would be like visiting someone, or someone who was visiting or whatever, and you would be assigned to get beers out of the refrigerator for people. They didn't want to get up, so they were already too intoxicated to even get their own beers anymore. But I remember multiple occasions when I would be asked to get something, and I'd shake it up really hard and then bring it out. And I remember a few times it being amazing, and always getting in horrible trouble for it. But couldn't resist. All right. So we'll do something with that. Nice. All right. Oh, wow. So just a single layer. I'm not going to regret that at all. Okay, so let's do something orange or grape or something that looks, yeah, be kind of colorful. Maybe just orange. That might be the most fun. Oh, maybe that's a little dark, especially against orange. Get that aluminum lighter than that. So yeah, maybe a separate layer so I can lighten it. Okay. And we'll go outside the line, see if that makes it a little bit more exciting. Oh, no. Wrong tool. All right. Oh yeah, maybe do the wait, what's going on here? Oh no, I filled it on the damn it. I am not doing well. This and this. There we go. Yeah, I grew up hearing a lot of Springsteen. I guess it was the 80s, though, like late 70s and 80s. So, of course, because we were, you know, not that far away from New Jersey. So that whole Rust Belt, got to get out of this small town, small dying town aesthetic was in full force. Oops, what's going on? Oh, below, that's right, okay. Come on. Damn. Okay, and then go up above. There we are. Yep, not going good. There we go. That looks like some kind of orange orange type drink. Okay, so if I do, oh yeah, that might look good too. A little shinier. Cool. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, that's very odd. Yeah, my dad listened to both. His best friend was a huge, like Bob Dylan fan, and I really loved Dylan growing up. So it's and it kind of went through phases. Like when I was a little kid, like first you hear the Beatles and think that's the best music ever made as a little kid, because it, like, elementary school, that's perfect. Even like Ringo's songs in elementary school, and then the Rolling Stones when you like had a little bit more when Cool was a little bit more interesting, and then yeah, but for some reason the '80s where I was growing up, you had a lot of Springsteen, and I didn't realize or didn't know for quite a while how he's not like an industry plant, but kind of was existed in this like fully formed version, because you listen to early Springsteen and there's like not he was already like exactly what he was like. His music never, there wasn't a huge development. I mean, he like changed a bit, but the frustrating thing, or the thing I'm trying to say, is that he had this image, this thing that he was doing that wasn't very genuine. Like it wasn't. There we go. He was born a rich kid and did all of this, like, got to get out of this working class town and all of this, this ethos of this blue collar kind of ethos that he didn't ever live, but it resonated a lot with people at that time, and so he went with it, kind of like Karl Marx. So have we tapped into something? Is Springsteen the Karl Marx of 70s and 80s rock? All right. But there was a lot of stuff like that too. I'd say like even like Meatloaf and stuff like that time. He was more like weirdly operatic, but there was like a lot of weird artists that were just performers. They were just characters, and they weren't very genuine. Like there was not authenticity. I guess that was the '80s, right? Authenticity was not not big, not big with the folks. There we go. In the '80s, not much is actually happening there. Yeah, but Dylan's lyrics, yeah, that was very eye-opening. Yeah, I'd say my father was much more Dylan and the Rolling Stones, but he had a huge record collection from being a kid. He had this crazy. We had this bushel box, like those apple boxes, those heavy reinforced like cardboard boxes for apples that have like a wire handle on them, and he had it was like 100 and more than 100 45s in there, and it was basically like a survey of 60s music from when he was growing up. Like they were like a nickel or 25 cents or whatever they cost then, and he would just buy every week a 45, and he had this insane collection of 45s like Steppenwolf and Deep Purple and the Animals before they were Eric Burdon and the Animals. So I got to hear a lot of really good 60s music on 45s. So nobody wants to mess with 45s after a certain point, and so he just let us on our little, Mickey Mouse record players play all that music. So yeah, got a good education and a lot of 60s stuff, and played the actual 45s like from the 60s. Oh yeah. That's true. Yeah, you can't. Oh, there you go. The Monkees version. Yeah. He definitely. I don't know. I thought he just had a rich dad, but I don't think he had any like industry connections. But yeah, definitely a manufactured character. Like he could convincingly pull that off. Like, Springsteen could pull off that working class thing, but it was a character. But who knows? I mean, Dylan could have been a little bit like that as well. He was just a very talented lyricist and a pain in the ass. Every like documentary of Bob Dylan, you're just like, wow, why did they put up with this guy? Oh yeah, Yardbirds, yeah, a lot of just it was really, and I guess he just, I don't know, he just whatever was in the top 40 or whatever, if that existed yet at that time. So there's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, and so there's a lot of bands that have aren't remembered all that well or have a great image, but I have a really fond, image of or memory of listening to that early music. Oh, and he would also also had some really weird stuff that I guess they would sell like they do with or they did with magazines. At a certain point, they'll take magazines and bundle them, so you can only see the magazine on the front and the magazine on the back. And they did that with 45s, and so he had some really weird little like novelty songs and stuff like Monster Mash and like a bunch of like really weird stuff that came from them just record stores trying to get rid of those by putting them in the middle of like a sealed pack of like 5 45s or whatever. But yeah, there was a lot of like funny random novelty music from that time too. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. And I heard a lot of Jimi Hendrix and just about like everything, Janis Joplin, anything that was like popular. He wasn't a huge Doors fan though. I think he had a couple of Doors LPs, but and maybe their Doors weren't. Maybe they didn't fit on a 45 once that organ solo started. You couldn't get it onto a 45, but yeah. It's funny. It's so funny how different now it is to interact with music. Whoa. I don't think this is a good wine color. Nope. All right. And some kind of like whiskey color. Maybe a little more amber. Yeah, like that maybe. All right. There we go. Yeah, good stuff. Maybe some lines on the tissue box. Oops. One more. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, it's weird too to like grow up listening to a lot of that music like completely out of context. I guess there was still like it was classic rock, so there was a lot of that on the radio growing up, but to hear music and for it to be like part of your childhood when it like you didn't have the context for it anymore, like you didn't like these bands didn't really exist. The maybe there was some reunion tours or whatever. Because everybody except the Rolling Stones, Jesus, they're still touring. It's insane. I think my dad said he just recently saw the Rolling Stones. How the hell are they still performing? But I guess that money is just too good to pass up. Oh shoot, that's not what I want. All right, I think that's good. Maybe here. Yeah, make the glasses a little more glass looking. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I enjoy. That's one of my favorite parts of this cartoon is trying to, with the colors, try to get it to come across well, and having a nice balance of like warm and cool colors, because there's not much going on in these images, but to get across like what's in the glasses and that kind of stuff, and have a nice visual variety. I enjoy that a lot with this cartoon. All right. Oops, that's still a little big. Yeah, there's no way to make this glass look down, so or maybe this might be better. All right. There we go. I think that'll work. Oh, let me clean this up. Yeah, I still do too much work at the bad resolutions, so there's still a lot of missed stuff, but I forget, it's not that important for making the actual webcomic because they're reduced in resolution so much, but when I blow these up to like put on a poster or do something else, I realize how sloppy some of this line work is. All right, so both of those are good. Yes. Nice. So you've seen the whole run of Sopranos, Matt? That's so funny. Like we're like ridiculously similar. Yeah, I was just watching some Sopranos videos. There was a good like video essay about about revenge, revenge in Sopranos, and then revenge in Breaking Bad. Or not Breaking Bad. I think it was Better Call Saul, because it was a lot of Gus stuff. It was when Gus was telling the story. What was that in? That sucks. Gus is in both series, so I'm confused about. But when he was telling the story about killing the little lemur monkey thing that stole the fruit from his tree and letting it suffer. So talking about revenge in both of those series. All right. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, that really sucks. I was spoiled for a long time because Sopranos was free on Amazon Plus, or Amazon Plus. I don't even know anymore. Japanese Amazon Prime, and Japanese Amazon Prime is like $20 a year in Japan. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell Amazon. I think they've raised it since then, but it's been really cheap for a long time. And they had the full run of Sopranos, full run of a lot of stuff, a lot of good HBO stuff, because maybe no one had negotiated rights for a lot of HBO in Japan. So Amazon had everything, and they had it all for free. And then suddenly one day, it just switched over to pay per episode. Or, come on, buy a whole, season or whatever, which is insane. Because you don't own that, and you just wait for the day where they tell you don't own it anymore. Anyhow, you never owned it. But that was very cool. Super cheap, and a lot of really good stuff. And then suddenly all that stuff, because it was like, all of the good HBO stuff, like the first season of Westworld and everything, was just free on Japanese Amazon with subtitles, so you could actually watch it with Japanese friends and spouses and things, which is enjoyable. Because that's the thing that's bad. If I buy like Blu-ray sets or something of something I want from the U.S., then a lot of people that I would watch it with can't watch it because there's no Japanese subtitles. Although sometimes Blu-ray is surprising. Sometimes Blu-ray has a weird range of subtitles. They get pretty crazy, and occasionally you'll get lucky and they'll be Japanese. All right. Cool. The good old days, yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, some not very good streaming service has all the HBO stuff now. So I have to VPN and HBO Plus stuff because I can't. I don't want to deal with it. It's a weird. The service is called Unext, and it has this really weird thing where you can have like a really cheap monthly, but then everything costs points, and you have to pay. You get a certain amount of points that you can spend every month, and they will accrue. You can bank them and save them up, and you can use them to watch shows or download digital manga or buy actual movie tickets for the theater. So it's a very kind of confusing and unclear system. I think people that really obsess and love like trying to master like, airline miles and stuff might enjoy that, and it's very Japanese in that way. But it's the whole system is so confusing. So you can pay $20 a month, and everything is basically you have access to everything, or you have this like cheaper amount, and you've got this weird currency that you're spending. So as far as streaming, it's like if it's not all you can eat, I don't want to deal with it. But you can use those points to buy like real world stuff too. So it's very odd. Very, yeah. You have to just kind of be paying attention. You can't be like lazy, and like you can't binge stuff. Like, literally if you binged like a whole season of something, you could spend all your points for a month if you're on the lower tier quickly, unless you had some points from last month. And yeah, I don't know. It's too much for me to think about when I just want to mindlessly, put something on that I've already watched, 10 times. Oh, and it's weird too. Disney Plus in Japan seems like it's starting to bully and buy up a bunch of stuff. The stuff that shows up on their star categories is getting pretty big now. A lot of American TV shows and stuff that just disappear from everywhere else and then just show up on Disney for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, very funny. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Is this... I want this just to be... Or, okay. Yeah, I don't know why it says CMYK. All right. Cool. Okay, so let's take a look at the archive if I can find it. There we go. And remember where we left off. So, oh yeah, and now we'll do a couple of months now because I'm only posting twice a week already by 2007. So I'll find it first and then we'll switch over. Let's see. Oh yeah, so October 2nd, 2007. All right, switch over. There we go. All right, so things will go really fast. Now we'll do years. In a month, we'll probably finish a year. All right. So is that working? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so October 2nd, 2007. More than the room suffered from an unfortunate color choice. Blah. All right. The relationship between the painting equipment and tools. October 4th. Burned out bulbs always shared the same stories of former fluorescence. That's obviously one where I liked the phrase former fluorescence. And drew a bunch of light bulbs. All right. October 9th. Oh, there we go. In the PS3 days? What? Where are we? Oh, I guess that's 1, 2, and 3, isn't it? The PlayStation family was dismayed by their newest generation's sense of value. I don't know what I was complaining about at this point, and neither does anybody else. I think I forget that something's I think changed with maybe the backwards compatibility and stuff. Because I think with PlayStation 2 you could put old discs in it, but 3 they wanted to make you go all digital. Something I was complaining about that nobody else is going to care. Oh, there we go. October 11th. The prevention of banana bruising was becoming a lost art. Yeah, I love that. I don't know if they even... I haven't seen one of those in a long time, but those banana stands, which is what I tried to draw there. Those wooden, very 70s looking kind of wooden stands with a hook, and you like hook a bunch of bananas so that there's not a banana making contact with anything, so that it'll bruise at, where it's like sitting on the counter or whatever. An anti-bruising stand. Oh, you had all those. Nice. Hey, did you have the going back to the PlayStation, did you have the mini, what did they call that one? The tiny PlayStation that came out, the PlayStation PS1 that came out, I think after the PS2 had come out, that little tiny one. I had one of those that was chipped, so you could play burned like CDR or DVDRs in it. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so, and then that also blew the region thing too, so you could play Japanese and American games. Nice. That's some pretty wonky drawings there. All right. October 16th, more broccoli jokes. The boycotting of the vegetable platter continued to hamper the evening. Vegetable boycott. Nice. Oh, the tiny one. Nice. Three had, still had discs, and 4, I think you had to pay. Right. For an option. Yeah, right. They had a thing like you'd put in the disc, and that would like verify that you own the game, so then you could download it digitally. Or was that Xbox that did that? Yeah, but I remember that. Yeah, that was rough. That was hard to... Once you got to the PS3, that was like the last age where it wasn't an install. Like basically the discs, I was talking to a friend that said, and I think I've rambled about this before, but the discs now with like a PS5 or even a PS4, the data technically is on the disc, but it's day one data that needs heavily patched. So that means that the disc that you buy to put in your PlayStation 4 or 5 is not a complete product, is not a finished item. If you don't have an internet connection, it's probably unplayable and is riddled with bugs, or doesn't even install well. So you have to have an internet connection. So basically a disc is just like a unknown girl saying, just a key to unlock the install and then digital updating of a game. So we don't own games anymore either. They just give us these plastic cases with something in it, and we think we bought a game. We pay $70 for it, but it's all digital anyhow. Like if without an internet connection, you don't have anything. So that really sucks, because that really feels like a waste of time, and they're trying to push everybody to do digital anyhow. But the one thing I saw though for the Xbox Series S that's very cool is it has a what's it called, like a developer mode. So you can put it into developer mode, which means you can install stuff on it, and it has apps. And one of the apps that it has is a emulator that will run almost anything. So like things from like Game Boy, Nintendo, original Nintendo, all the way up to I think PS2, and there is PS3, but it's a little inconsistent. But everything up to like PS2 you can run almost flawlessly. And it has a lot of like upscaling and everything in it. So that's pretty amazing. So basically on the low end Xbox Series S, the digital only one, you can install that. You switch it over to developer mode. I think you have to pay like a license to be a Microsoft developer. But then you can install basically everything, like ROMs for that entire collection of games, like everything from first Nintendo, first PlayStation, all the way up to PS2, you can run everything off of there. It's pretty insane. Although there's a lot of stuff that, doesn't need to doesn't need to survive all of those like licensed movie games and stuff. But that's a lot of pretty amazing stuff that can live forever. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to run a PC or anything. You can actually run it onto a television. It's pretty cool. I'm sure they're going to eliminate that one of these days. All right, sorry. Derailed. October 18th. He felt like 50 pounds of groceries in a 5-pound bag. Nice. Yeah, I remember the days of overfilling paper grocery bags and having them like failing as you're trying to, like, especially when I lived in Chicago, we didn't have a car or anything, so it was a long walk to anything. So coming back with gallons of milk and paper grocery bags falling apart. October 23rd, 2007. They both blamed each other for the annoying little drip. Is that a parenting joke? All right. October 25th. She was afraid to use her abilities to get him to open up. Her abilities as a hammer. Nice. Walnut and claw hammer love. Oh, there we go. October 30th. Her inevitable heartbreak was due to her love of wild kindling. What are those called? Those artificial logs? Is that what they're? Yeah, those grocery store slow burn paper wrapped, and you leave it in the paper and you light the paper, and you have this, like, I don't know if it's like pressed wood pulp or whatever thing that burns in your fireplace. Nice. Her love of wild kindling. November 1st, 2007. The planet's yellow sun had given him brewing abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Nice. Duraflames. Thank you, Matt. Yes. Yeah, Duraflame logs. I think that's what the colors I did for that one too. Nice. And a Superman reference. A Sun Tea Superman reference. Isn't that clever? All right. November 6th. He wished all this spinning would amount to more than just green grass. All right. November 8th. Even disconnected, he could still send signals from far beyond this world. Satellite dishes. Yeah, that was the thing I was really surprised about when I moved out of the city, kind of more rural. Literally, or no, I guess it was even in the city as well. Like satellite television, if you just kept changing companies, a lot of times they didn't even collect those dishes. So you just had like the old satellite dish around. And so whenever I would see that, like people with like multiple dishes up or whatever, it's just because nobody took the other one down. It's not connected to anything. It's just still up there. And you switched, satellite providers, and they just left the old dish. And I guess, they can't use, the other company can't use the other equipment. So yeah, it was very shocking and bizarre because of just how weird they were obsessed with cable boxes. I just remember cable boxes being such a weird rental and, return kind of experience. And just to see satellite dishes, just like, yeah, whatever. There's an old satellite dish. All right. November 13th. She finally understood the difference between grating and grate. Grating. A cheese grater was grating. November 15th. He was certain his desperate plea had gone unnoticed. So yeah, the whiteboards with a dry erase marker to write grocery lists, milk, bread, and help. Boom. November 20th. He liked to think he made any situation feel a little more dangerous. The orange safety cone. Yeah, somebody actually ordered, I printed a A1, a really big poster version of this, and once I printed it out that big, the resolution held, it looked nice, the line art was, very crisp, but there's nothing going on. I mean, it's so white. So I realized that I should probably, if I do large format stuff, crop it or scale it a little bit differently, because when I do it like postcard dimensions, like a horizontal kind of postcard shape, it is a huge amount of white space. It looked really crazy at that scale. November 22nd. Potato mashing was never a satisfying career choice for a kitchen utensil. A potato masher. 27th. Everyone just waited for the sour cream gun to go off. Nice. The hair trigger sour cream gun. November 29th. Even the block of wood wanted more from life than preventing the theft of the restroom key. Yeah, I love that. Is that still a thing? Do they like have codes now? The gas stations that hand you like a plank of wood, you know, attached to a tiny key for the restroom. And December, we'll do this one and then save it for next time. He dreaded his morning beatings and their 5-minute intervals. So snooze alarm jokes. Slapping a snooze button on a tiny clock. All right, let me save this for next time. Oops. All right. Yeah, but imagine, yeah, codes and buzzers, yeah. Back in the days of a weird piece of wood that like you brought into the toilet and you did something with it, hopefully set it on the sink, but you never know. Nothing was clean in any of those gas station toilets. Oh, man. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, you must be in a civilized country where people aren't looking for a place to shoot up heroin. Unknown girl. If there aren't locked toilets, yeah. If there aren't like prostitutes looking for places to take customers and people looking for a place to do smack. Yeah, that was shocking that I think it was early 90s. I was in London and they had those weird public toilets that like give you a warning that they're like steam clean, like they do some pressure wash steam clean thing, so they're like a big kind of plastic structure, but they slide around. I'm not describing this well at all, but they're like a curved door that like slides closed, and they once you go in, there's like a countdown timer to when it's going to like self wash itself, and they're warning you're going to get scalded by steam or whatever if you stay in there. So don't go in there and shoot up and then nod out on the toilet because you're going to get pressure washed or whatever. Oh, there you go. Yeah, homeless taking long toilet baths. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, not have them have an outside door access. Yeah, sometimes you don't even want restroom access. Some gas stations, like especially like middle of nowhere gas stations, some that I've been to, like obviously the employees are never gonna, go near the toilets, so they just go unwashed for a very, very long time. All right, let's switch back to drawing. And you open the door, you're just like, nope, it's not worth it going in there. Man. Yeah, that's shocking after being in Japan where you can like basically eat lunch off of almost every public toilet that you see. It's so crazy. It's like very rare to find you'll have to. So if a toilet is a mess, a public toilet is a mess, that means the person that just left did it. Because things are so like regularly maintained here that nothing sits and festers that same way. All right. Oh no! Now we're to the writing part. So if Yum isn't here by now, I think we're in trouble. All right. So something about, it being emotional, an emotional evening, and them needing tissue. So after the amount of alcohol that evening, yikes, the tissues were almost mandatory. Wow, got some real character development in this one. God. Let's see here. So something like that. Wow, I'm not saying things very well, am I? To the amount of alcohol. Oh, that's the other weird thing about Japan that everybody probably in this chat will be a little bit freaked out by, is that there's very few paper towels or anything, or even like towels. A lot of people don't even have like kitchen towels and stuff in some situations, and definitely so public restrooms. There's no paper towels because they don't want to have constantly empty paper towels. So there's almost no paper towels, and it's sometimes air dryers. Now after COVID, no air dryers, so you have to bring your own hand towel in your pocket to dry your hands, or you just walk around with wet hands after the restroom. But the other thing is that boxes of tissues work for everything. So if somebody like spills, a glass of, wine or whatever, the only thing that they have to actually try to blot up or deal with a spill is tissues. And so you have like this, like 100, grab 100 tissues out of a box and try to sop up, which is just horrible. It just does not work well at all. But tissues are the solution to everything in Japan. In like kind of domestic situations, it's very strange, because they're not very absorbent. They kind of fall apart. They don't do much of anything. So in most situations, tissues make things worse than actually help any solutions. But it's a real common thing here. So yeah, that's a little bit disturbing. Yeah. They break apart and they don't absorb very much, and you have to. So I think they're doing it to kind of in that green what is it? Just sustainability, the kind of things that Japan is always preaching. You're using less, and they even have boxes of tissues that the tissues are actually half size. So not only are they, not like triple ply or whatever, but they're not the full size of a tissue. So you can pull up, as many as you want, and you're only using half as much technically. So stupid. But that's one of those things that I've like, it's just automatic now. I just don't get surprised anymore. But when I was first here, I'm like, seriously, this is all we have to deal with this problem? Are tissues? Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes they are the scented ones. Most of the time, though, people are dealing with a lot of the rough kind of recycled stuff, so they're not very nice even for tissues anymore. But they do have what they call water tissue or lotion tissue, which is the ones for like your nose for allergies and stuff. So yeah, they're horrible for wiping stuff up because they're a little bit slimy. So you don't want to take a lotion tissue and try to dab up something. Oh, what an interesting topic. Okay, so after all the alcohol that evening, the tissues were almost mandatory. There's a more economic way to say that. Let's see if we can think of it later. So, orange. Oh, actually, I think I want to make the little bubble things white, and maybe change the so not make these white. That might look more like bubbles, and maybe change the line work to orange. Maybe not. A little darker. Yeah, I don't think so. Then it just kind of looks weird. Ooh, there we go. That looks like something disgusting. Yeah, I don't think that... Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe that looks a little bit better. So that means all of these guys. So that it looks like, yeah, a little bit more like an explosion or something. Yeah, maybe that works. Oh, nice. The dirty work. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Japan is like hardcore bidet. Like, yeah. You can't... Most public toilets almost everywhere has the... what do they call it? Washlet. Yeah, the washlet kind of like it has a little kind of rod, a little like faucet that comes out that's facing up. Yeah. And there's two angles, and you have to understand from the little chart which angle is for which part of your body. And some parts some people don't have, so you got to be careful which angle you go for there. Yeah, but they have like temperature control, pressure control. Oh, and the other funny thing that even some toilets in people's houses have is the kind of modesty button. So this is, I'm sure everyone has talked about this. This is a very Japanese thing. But there is a button that you can push that makes, and there's a little speaker on the side of the, controls for the toilet. A button you can push that it makes a really loud sound of the flushing of a toilet. So it's a digital recording of a toilet flushing. So what that is intended to do is, if you're going to be making a lot of noise in a public toilet, a lot of people will just flush, automatically flush. So the sound of the flushing will cover up or mask a little bit of whatever noise you're making in the restroom, but you're wasting water. So in Japan, they have a button that makes the sound of a flushing toilet, but you don't waste any water, right? So yeah, that's one of those one of those things they had. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I like the orange color a little bit. It looks a little bit nicer. Looks like there's a difference. The can stands out a little bit more. All right, but what is happening? Yeah, there's a lot of funny, like, modesty is a really interesting thing. How many like little tiny details are built around modesty, like stalls, bathroom stalls go from very close to the ceiling, like almost to the ceiling, all the way to the floor. So they're like a closet. You don't have that under, you don't have huge gaps in the doors and space underneath. They're basically like, the doors and the walls go to the floor, which must make them harder to clean. But at the same time, it's, much more privacy and much more, you're not as aware of somebody next to you. Because there's actually, the walls that they use too have a little bit of sound insulation and stuff. It's surprisingly done. So something about releasing pressure or relief. He was relieved to finally. Let's see. Yeah, Japanese. We can talk Japanese toilets forever, and they're crazy expensive too. I mean, I think even that style in America too, the washlet kind of thing, is really expensive. But yeah, you can buy a car for what some toilets cost in Japan. All right, orange soda. So he would reach the ground empty. He was happy to have this moment of or something about a beverage. Was he still considered a beverage and not a everything everywhere all at once? Let's see. It all happened so fast. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a really weird, because I know that I've heard a lot of people talk about like baby wipes and stuff in the U.S. For restroom stuff, and that seems, especially because if you get ones that aren't flushable, you can really fuck up your plumbing. But yeah, there's never been like a baby wipe movement here because those bidet toilets have been around since the 80s, I think. They've been here for a long time. Back and to the left. Oh, man. I've been reading, I kind of keep picking it up and putting it back down, but that Chaos book about the Manson family murders, and it goes into all of the LSD experiments and stuff, the, what is it, the ultra... I'm totally blanking on the conspiracy stuff. MK Ultra. That's right. The MK Ultra experiments and stuff, and so it led the guy that was doing the research for. Ooh, there's an MK Ultra wiki. So see you later, guys. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be in the MK Ultra wiki all night. But he was investigating the Manson family murders, and all of this like strange details came out. And the story that we're all told is that this, Charles. I shouldn't be telling this on YouTube unless I'm gonna base this whole channel on it. The story is that there was these hippies that had this idea to start a race war, so they were going to do these staged murders of famous people or people of some position to and that they would go into hiding, and then after the race war was over, they would emerge and be the leaders of the world because they were insanely racist to think that was how things would work. But that was actually like completely manufactured, and that there was a lot of other things that kept leading to CIA and military intelligence. Like there was like stuff that kept leading this reporter back to things like the MK Ultra experiments. And the thing that he was talking about that I don't think he covered too much in the book, it's probably going to be another book, was that Jack Ruby was dosed. So after he shot the supposed JFK assassin, Jack Ruby was dosed. So his last before he was killed, he was having like a mental breakdown. Like he was didn't know where he was or what was going on. So there's a lot of conspiracy. It's just fun. I'm not trying to promote anything. It's just fun, and it's a funny connection. Like we have these stories that were told about things and things that we just believe that's how it was. But yeah, it's just fun to when reporters dig into stuff. But yeah, MK Ultra kept coming up. Oh, nice. That's funny. The toilet paper wars of the 2020s. All right. He was just happy it was finally over. So something about the pressure building up. Yeah, I don't want it to be too orgasmic, the joke to be too much innuendo. That's like the obvious thing. Something else. Yeah, I'm gonna get stuck. So orange soda. So suddenly it was all about orange soda. So I wondered if he was still a source of vitamin C. An orange. So something about violence or a celebration. So accident, violence, or celebration. Accidental, violent, or celebratory. Maybe just accidental violence is not, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe was unclear whether was an accidental or celebratory orange soda. An accidental orange soda? That doesn't make any sense. If the situation, yeah, maybe. It's unclear whether he was accidental or celebratory. Yeah, I like the idea of an accident or fun. Oh, really? Oh, unknown girl. You never heard? Yeah, yeah. That's big. Well, I'm on the Wikipedia right now. So, an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S., the CIA in the U.S., intended to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used in interrogation to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. It began in 1953 and was halted in 1973. Yeah, the thing that I heard about it is the CIA was getting all this information that other countries were developing, like Russia and whomever were developing these techniques, and so America better step up and figure out how to do this because they're going to have their spies or whatever, subjected to this and sent back to the U.S. as these, time bombs of brainwashing, and so America better figure out how to do this too. But who knows? I mean, that could have been the psyop, is to tell America that there are these mind-controlled, American agents that if they come back to the U.S., they're going to be working for a foreign power. That was probably the whole psyop of it. So America tries to develop something that's completely illegal against innocent people, just because they heard a rumor that maybe Russia was doing it too. Oh, there we go. Architect Solison knowing Billy was having the best. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the best birthday ever is good too. The best birthday ever. I like that. That's perfect for the a flying orange soda. Yeah, accidentally fun. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. That's great. All right. Oh, lots of typos. Oh, so maybe instead of celebratory, so this was an accident. Oh, was an accidental or celebratory. I like that phrase though, the best birthday ever. That's a good phrase. Oh, maybe here? No. It was unclear whether this was an accident or the best birthday ever. All right. Yeah, I like that. Best birthday ever is a funny, funny alternative as opposed to celebratory. That's not a very fun word. I was unclear whether this was an accident or the best birthday ever. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Matt. That's a good phrase. We don't need yum. We can do this ourselves. All right. After the amount of alcohol that evening, the tissues were almost mandatory. Almost mandatory. Or something about inevitable. Something not inevitable. Not the Thanos inevitability, but let's see what unavoidable, inescapable, inexorable, unpreventable, assured, certain, for sure, figured. Oh, destined. No, not predestined. Compulsory, obligatory, ineludible. Wow, that doesn't even sound like a word. Ineludible, unable to be eluded. Uneludable. Required by law. Obligation. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the mess. Oh, yeah, something about it wasn't a mess that tissues could deal with. Yeah, yeah, that might be better and won't be such a novella. So an emotional mess or an emotional, yeah, yeah, the tissues were useless. In handling the mess the drinks had created. Was useless. I'm still making these so long. In handling the mess created by the alcohol. Jeez, oh man. was beyond what tissues could handle. So the emotional mess created by there was no cleaning up the oh yeah, I could just say drinking, then that night's drinking. Nothing. Yeah, I'm right. It's too long again. It's gotta be short and punchy. So the no spills, but the evening was still a mess. All right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, be a little bit more ambiguous. Yeah, because the color of the liquid in the glasses is gonna not only is gonna read as alcohol, hopefully. Yeah, I can't. I think that's my tired brain is just like I'm being so literal. Oh. Oh. Some messes beyond or regretted getting involved. Or just this evening's mess was beyond a box of tissues. A box of tissues. Oh, nice! The last to leave the party. Oh, and the glass. Yeah, the half empty, half full is good too. I think I've done a lot of optimist, pessimist glass jokes because I draw glass, and that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, it doesn't need to be super on the nose. I just don't have the. Or yeah, the box of tissues did not see any visible mess. The waiting for things to get with tissues on standby. There was a little oh, come on. Or just feeling more needed. So maybe an evening that went surprisingly well. Could measure the evening's success by the lack of tissue used. Or once the tissue came out. Yeah, the usually once the tissues appeared. Or caused a relationship. Waiting for the smaller glass to leave. So she oh, that's good too. Yeah, be alone with the tissues. Yeah, that would be a like a third wheel joke too. It would be good. Or the mixing of alcohol. Yeah, was the reason. Yeah, that's good. I like the being alone with the tissue box. Yeah, or creating drama just so we got to see the tissues. Mixing drinks. Oh yeah, as a backup. Yeah, the or just maybe just the evening taking a turn, so we don't have to like literally say tissues or alcohol or anything. So his appearance usually meant the evening taken a turn. And so that'll make you try to think about which thing suddenly appeared. Is that too ambiguous? Yeah, I guess there's a couple of drinks, and now there's a box of tissues. I think that's good. A lot of tissues. Nice. Yeah, an empty tissue box. That's the most. So his appearance usually meant the evening had taken a turn. I think I'll go with that. That doesn't feel too literal. It was unclear whether this was an accident or the best birthday party ever. Nice. Okay, let me just check that I didn't leave anything. The best birthday party ever. His appearance. Oh, yes, there is a very big misspelling. There we go. I think that's right. All right. Yes. His appearance usually meant the evening had taken a turn. That puts a lot of, focus on the tissues. I think that works. His appearance usually meant that the evening had taken a turn. Okay. Let's do that. Well, thank you guys for all the help. I was very very weak this stream. Oh, oh, oh. Mm. Yeah, I should have followed through with that Teespring plan. That would have been good to just every week make a t-shirt. Oops, make a t-shirt as well as comics. Because then I would have hundreds of t-shirts by now. Or hundreds of designs. Alright. Yeah, he should be smiling, shouldn't he? Alright. Cool. I'll just revert. Oh. Alright. And now... more Baby Star. I couldn't believe I found another flavor of Baby Star. So, convenience store. Let me just upload these so I don't forget. That was my constant habit. I would be so relieved that I finished, especially because when the writing was really difficult. I was so relieved I finished the cartoons that I'd be like, oh, that's great, done for this week, and I wouldn't upload them. And so sometimes I'd forget until they were due, and they would go up late, and they'd been finished for days. That was so frustrating. All right. Nice. Well, thank you guys. That was good. So let's see what the plum-flavored... Oh, yeah, accidentally delete. Oh, my God. Yeah, or save. Yeah, when I make the small compressed file and then accidentally just like kind of automatically without thinking about it, hit save. And so all this work I did for this like large resolution cartoon is saved as a little 600 by 480 JPEG. That's wonderful when that happens. All right, so to the convenience store. All right, so I noticed something, and maybe we'll do those now or next week. I'm not sure, but this week, for right now, so as you can see, more Baby Star. They don't put the little guy on. When it's the different flavors, they don't show the little, or I guess he's changed because he was like a little Chinese kid. But now it's like a little like hip-hop looking, like some kind of strange little character. But this is so Baby Star ramen is a snack that it's just dried ramen noodles. So you know, if you've had any of those instant ramen, this is basically a snack just based on if you just ate those ramen noodles, and then they do different flavors. So this is an ume. Ume is the Japanese plum, kind of like a wild plum, if you've had wild plums in like North America or maybe even Europe. So they're very sour, but kind of a nice taste, like a salty sour. They're pickled with using like salt, so very sour. And I like the Japanese ume a lot. So I thought this, oh yeah, but it still smells very much like ramen. You know, has that very whatever it is, the wheat smell or the rice smell of the ramen noodles. So there they are. Yeah, so it's a whole little, and I've had these before. I showed you guys these before. You can kind of see. So these are very pink because they're ramen, or they're ume flavored, plum flavored. But these little pucks of chopped pieces of, and I'm sure this is because in the instant noodle process they make so many little extra broken off pieces that they figured out a way to do something with them. I think we looked that up last time. So here is the plum flavored version of Baby Star ramen. Wow. It's not overwhelming. I think a lot of people don't like the sour. It's kind of like Americans not liking grapefruit flavor or something because it's so sour. This is almost perfect. Yeah, it's not too overpowering. It's a really good balance of the ramen flavor. It's just so funny. So it's called ramen on the package, but it's a snack. You know, it's supposed to be just a little dry snack. But it's so funny. On the package, they put Don't put hot water in this, and don't put it in the microwave because it's just a dry snack. Don't try to rehydrate this. It's not meant to do that. But we did do that. The first time I had these on stream, I did rehydrate them, and they are ramen noodles. They are definitely instant ramen noodles. So not super salty, which is good. Oh, interesting. Yeah. The flavor is really perfect because it's very light. So you don't taste the ramen flavor so strong, but it's just like lightly sour, like a little bit of sour plum. It's good. Interesting. Wow. So I've seen a few other flavors of these. I think we did one of these before. I forget what the flavor was. But this is a perfect match. It's really good. I mean, you wouldn't want to eat, and sometimes there is, in some noodles, they do put a plum. If it's very Japanese, like if there's like Japanese seaweed and like udon, and I think mostly udon they have plums in them. But it's pretty rare, the umeboshi, to be in something. But this is a really good combination. It's not overpowering, and it makes it a little more interesting. These kind of get boring, like eating, saltine crackers or whatever. This snack gets a little boring because of the taste is very same. But yeah, this is good. Interesting. Yeah. That's true. They should change the packaging. It's a little bit confusing because, and it even, it's called, if you can read katakana, it says ramen on here. Like the baby star snack is called ramen because it is the little dry ramen snack. So nothing on here is telling you that you shouldn't put water in this and try to, eat it with a fork. But yeah, there's two little warnings on the back. And don't put water in here, and don't put it in the microwave. That's so funny. Yeah. So hopefully the Baby Star brand is... oh yeah, there's another little warning too. No water, no water. They're still edible though. Like when I put hot water on them, they're definitely still edible. It's just not a very... Because they're cut so short, that there's not a real easy way to... They just turn into kind of a mush. Not bad at all. So I'll keep an eye out. I think these just came out because there was the whole full shelf of them. So I think this just came out. So I'll keep... I think the other one was spicy, wasn't it? The last one we tried was like a Chinese, like a Szechuan kind of spicy one. This is more Japanese plum. Yeah. Well, I could definitely eat this whole thing. So yeah. If you have had these before and like them, the little Baby Star snack, they usually come in a bag, and they're not in these little pressed pucks. They're actually just kind of loose. So you just like, pick up a little pinch of broken ramen noodles. And sometimes they form them into like a little chip, like a little wave of cut short ramen. But Baby Star are good. These little pressed pucks are very funny. So this is the second time. I think we've got a double one here. This is the second time we've tried one of these, and they've been really decent. That's funny. I don't know. I think this is a pretty popular snack. I think when we looked it up, it said it was started by like the employees liking just to eat the dried leftover ramen. And so I figured, why don't we sell them? All right. So another Baby Star success. Excellent. All right, let's switch back. Wow. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they do that with rice here too. Like instead of a wheat bun, instead of a traditional hamburger bun, they'll have like these pressed rice patties. They're not like rice cakes, like those dry rice cakes. It's just rice, but it's pressed pretty hard, and sometimes they grill it or burn it a little bit on the outside so it's easier to hold. But yeah, you can get a rice burger kind of thing. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a student, yeah, that's it. I mean, because it's like you can eat a meal for 25 cents basically, or maybe less than that back in the day. So yeah, it's hard to get excited. But real ramen, like real like fresh made ramen, is these are good. Are still pretty great. But yeah, the instant stuff, it does get really hard after you have so much top ramen to survive the student poverty times. Yeah, that's a funny, misleading package. I wonder if people would actually complain. This looks just like ramen, and I put water in it, and I couldn't eat it. It just turned into mush. Oh, yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, grilled rice, yeah, much better. Yeah, that's the one thing that I really. There's a few Mexican restaurants here, but they're just not very good. You can't get good Mexican food. I mean, after being in Los Angeles, you're not going to get good Mexican food in Asia. I wonder if the Philippines has good Mexican food. I wonder like where. Well, I'm sure in Japan it's going to get better because there's more and more Latino immigrants coming to Japan to work. A lot of like the factory areas and stuff are hiring Spanish speaking employees, and because I think they're working with South America and stuff. So maybe somebody will quit their job and open a good restaurant here. But for the most part, it's all like Japanese people just trying to emulate Mexican food. Not successfully. The tortillas here are really bad for some reason. I don't know what they're doing wrong, but they're very rubbery and very strange. Or maybe the wrong kind of flour. Yeah, I really miss good Mexican food. Mm, that's too bad. Oh, man. All right, so I'll be catching up with Matt soon. And so, yeah, when we'll be doing a live stream. So Chris and I, so we'll do the weekly tomorrow, and then on Saturday, so the day after that, so Friday night, your guys' time, except for Unknown Girl, we will be doing another live stream with miniatures. Hopefully we can get the camera and everything worked out. Yeah, they really would. They would, yeah, be doing very well. I don't think, though, Japanese people have a good appreciation of Mexican because a lot of the Mexican restaurants here the customers are almost all foreigners. Like they're a real kind of magnet for foreigners here. The food is just not very good. Yeah, so it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what like goes wrong, but it's not a. But yeah, I think a really good Mexican restaurant would definitely dominate here. I think it would be really good. But even like Italian restaurants and stuff, they're Japanified. I don't know if that's a good word, but they're like the way that they do things has changed to fit a Japanese, and especially like an older Japanese clientele, like customers that had weirder, more mild expectations and less cheese and stuff. That's a weird thing. Is like so a lot of Japanese people can handle cheese. It's like constipation city. So there's a lot of Italian restaurants that have very little cheese on things, which is really weird. It's a weird thing to do, but it's just a reality, I guess. Yeah, if you you want Italian food, but with all of that, without all of that blockage from all that dairy. Mm-mm. Oh, interesting. Oh, I don't know if I've had. Yeah, I can't remember if I've ever had Philippine. I've had like really crazy spicy at a friend's house, like Indonesian curry, like a chicken curry that was so spicy, it just like blew my mind. Um, when I was younger, like university age, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, yeah, it's funny. It's really funny the little weird modifications to make something popular, and that's like all of the chain restaurants that succeed here in Japan do that because they're managed by Japanese that kind of like they edit a menu or kind of customize a menu for Japanese taste, and also then do very seasonal menu and are always rotating ingredients and stuff to keep people coming back. That's a very very Japanese style. Oh right, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of in the Midwest you get a lot of that too. Yeah, there was yeah, some really funny places like Asian buffets that inside it was like it's literally like fried rice and like lo mein, like like stir fried noodle, kind of a chop suey. I can't, that's the American term, but kind of like just a stir fried kind of thing with noodles, and then pizza and cheeseburgers. The Asian buffet, but they have to cater to the clientele and maybe a lot of kids and stuff. They want cheeseburgers, so you got to take the kids to the Asian buffet and get them a cheeseburger. Yeah, it was mind blowing for me. I'd never had like real spicy, like real Asian spicy, like Southeast Asian spicy food. I'd never had like the real level before. It was very eye opening. Uh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Americans are funny. There's a lot of Northern Europeans with very sensitive stomachs in America, so they don't. And a lot of people that are really hate vegetables and stuff. I'm really surprised. My wife has tried to cook for some relatives before and just puts like a little green onion or something on something as like a kind of like a garnish or whatever, just to have some color. And they're like, oh, what's this? What's this green thing? Okay, everything is meat and potatoes, and there's a little onion on top. It's that's all. That's all. We promise. We're not hiding vegetables in there. Yeah, that's very funny. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna have to call it quits this week. I'm getting kind of a weird headache from lack of sleep, so we'll see if I can catch up on that before dinner time. All right, but good. I'm glad I could catch you guys a little bit earlier, and Matt could hang in because it does get late pretty quick. All right, but yeah, good to see everybody this week. Unknown Girl, Matt, and Dude CX, and who? There was somebody else that jumped on earlier, but thank you guys for following the channel. Oh yeah, True Help TV. That's right. Nice, but. Excellent. We talked a little MK Ultra, a little Bruce Springsteen. Quite a varied chat this week. All right, and yeah, so maybe next week I'll do the Korean invasion of Japanese convenience stores. Yeah, a couple of Japanese companies are like doing Korean flavored things. One of them is like really expensive, so I'm not sure if I'll try that, but we'll see. But yeah, everybody take care, and thanks so much for being here. It's always appreciated, and your input. I don't think I would have gotten these written without your input. I couldn't put a sentence together. I was just like saying this thing here and that thing here are literally here. So thanks so much. And if you're watching for the first time, abusecartoons.com is the website, and Abuse Cartoons on social media. The archive we look at that has 20 years of this cartoon is gocomics.com/domestic abuse, and all those links are in the description below, as well as other projects we're working on. And Upturned Table is the tabletop hobby channel that we do other things with. And if you want to support what we're doing, and thank you, Unknown Girl and John, for being my faithful patrons, patreon.com/abusecartoons. So everyone take care, and we'll do this again next week. So see you then. Goodbye.